If you walk into any elementary school and you say, hey, should we be voting for somebody with 34 felony convictions who may be going to prison? Or should we vote for somebody that went to law school and protected kids like you from child abusers? I can guarantee you that the kids, the elementary kids, know right from wrong. But somehow they grew up to be these idiotic adults that somehow can't figure it out. It is beyond me.
What the American people need to think about is the very first big step that a nominee has to take. The very first big decision that they have to make is who their running mate will be. And the fact that Trump chose J.D. Vance tells you everything about his decision-making abilities that you need to know. He does not make good decisions. J.D. Vance is a disaster for Trump. That is exactly why they're hemorrhaging and they're panicking right now. You know, I think that Trump decided that he just wanted someone who would pledge their fealty to him and say, hey, if it comes down to certifying the election, even if you lost, I'm going to do what Mike Pence didn't do.
Texas Representative Jasmine Crockett has been making sure everybody knows exactly what another Trump term would look like.
Fact that we don't have a farm bill because the Republicans have decided they want to cut $30 billion from SNAP benefits when people only get $6 a day to eat from SNAP in the first place. You have a party that has sided with the Supreme Court that said it is okay to criminalize homelessness and it's okay for people to go hungry in the streets of America. If that's the America that you feel like is great, then you do have a candidate and you do have a party that will give you all of that hell. But I'm telling you right now that that is not what I consider to be greatness, and that's not living up to the promise of America the Beautiful. So you have an option. It may not be the perfect options that you were looking for, but I can guarantee you one is closer to knocking on the doors of heaven and the other is absolutely going straight to hell.
We're looking and we're seeing that sexual abuse offenses have increased over 48% in just 1 year's time frame from 2022 to 2023. I am so excited that my colleagues across the aisle care about sexual abuse, considering that the front runner right now for presidency is kind of just been found liable of sexual abuse. So I'm excited because this may mean that finally some folk will back off from supporting him because we don't support sexual abusers in this chamber. So I'm happy about this. Let's see, you're the executive director for the America First Legal, correct?
That's correct.
All right. And America First Legal is a member of Project 2025, which is dedicated to creating the playbook for the next conservative administration and what it calls the Project Pillars, correct?
We are proud contributors to Project 2025.
Okay. And are you familiar with Project 2025's mandate for leadership?
In fact, I am.
Okay. And in fact, you wrote some of the sections of this mandate related to the DOJ, correct?
Sure did.
And the mandate outlines policy priorities for the next conservative president. Is that correct?
It does.
You've done a great job. I just want to let you know. All right, so let's walk through some of the provisions of the mandate. It calls for eliminating the Department of Education, eliminating the Department of Commerce, deploying the military for the use of domestic law enforcement against protesters under the Insurrection Act of 1807. It also has the repealing of Schedule F status for thousands of federal employees to allow a president to replace career civil servants with unqualified partisan loyalists. That's probably my favorite of it. It also prohibits the FBI from combating the spread of misinformation and disinformation, like Russia and China, who are actively trying to interfere with American elections. I don't know why or how anybody can support Project 2025. And I know that there was allegedly a joke about dictators and whether or not that's funny, but in the United States of America, dictatorships are never funny, and Project 2025 is giving the playbook for authoritarianism as well as the next dictator to come in.
The question before us is, will a vindictive, vile villain violate voters' vision
alliterations are back in style.
Representatives like Jasmine Crockett have been so successful exposing the connections between MAGA and Project 2025 that the Republicans now basically have no choice but to admit how closely connected they are to that 900-page dystopian document. Whereas MAGA Republicans go viral for saying something wildly offensive or doing something super weird, Democrats are increasingly going viral in, and I know this is absolutely crazy, productive and useful ways that are honest and accurate and, finally, by 2023, according to a study conducted by Pew Research Center, over half of U.S. adults get at least some of their news from social media. So representatives like Jasmine Crockett are absolutely vital to getting the message out and making sure that at least some of us know what's really going on.